One of my favorite herbs to show when I do herb walks is purslane. It is a superfood that grows freely in many sidewalks and gardens. It shows up in late July and August because it needs the hot days of summer, at least in Michigan, to grow. In hotter climates, it may appear sooner than that, but we always anticipate seeing purslane in late July and early August. Hi, I'm Mary Bourne, traditional naturopath. I love sharing natural remedies with people. Natural remedies have been around for hundreds, even thousands of years, and they've been around that long because they work. Oftentimes, the herbs that I talk about was food centuries back, but now we consider them weeds. There is evidence that purslane has been eaten for at least 2,000 years. It was cultivated in ancient Egypt and was enjoyed by the ancient Romans and Greeks. It was known to the Arabs in the medieval period and may have been cultivated in Europe as early as the 13th century. Back then, they didn't realize the nutritional value of this particular herb, weed, food, whatever you want to call it. Purslane is one of those plants people try to kill with herbicides. But if they only knew the value of this particular herb, if you look at it, it looks succulent, it looks juicy, and that's because it is. It is in what we call the Portulaca family, and you may have Portulaca growing in your garden. We used to call them 4 o'clocks because they needed the bright sunshine to open up their blooms. We pay for food that is lacking in nutrition, and yet food is growing in our own backyard and is full of superfood nutrition. That is why I encourage you to share these videos. More people need to know that they shouldn't use herbicides, besides the fact that they're poisoning themselves, the plants, the earth. It really is horrible that they don't understand that a little bit of this could be added to a smoothie. Purslane is easy to add to such things as potato salad or green salad. They really make an interesting and delightful taste in many cold forms. Now, purslane is one of those things that you either want to eat raw or really cooked. Somewhere in between, they become like okra. To me, memories of okra are to gag for, but there are some people that really love okra. Now, you can make a pesto out of this with basil and walnuts. There is a website that I'll link in the description below that has some wonderful, tasty recipes that you can forage for purslane and enjoy. Maybe even wow some of your friends with your culinary acuteness. So what are the benefits, the nutritional qualities of purslane? Well, the Chinese traditional medical doctors use this herb to cool inflamed tissues. Now, even by its signature, the fact that it is juicy and succulent gives you an idea of why they came up with that. They understood that it was particularly good for the lungs and large intestine. In clinical studies, Purslane was found as effective as sulfa drugs in treating acute or reoccurring Shigella bacteria, which causes high fever, abdominal cramping, and severe, even fatal diarrhea. It was shown in studies to be effective with bacterial infections such as Salmonella typhi, which causes typhoid fever, and Staphylococcus aureus, which contributes to food poisoning and other infections. Snacking on this leaf after a picnic or even during a picnic might keep those bugs at bay. It is loaded with nutrients like vitamin E, C, and A, and glutathione, which helps in the immune pathways that kill off viruses. It also helps to fight free radicals that are inflammatory and can cause damage to the cells throughout the body. It is highly studied. Glutathione is a highly studied nutritive, and you can find it by Dr. Google and see all the different studies that have been recent on how important it is to have glutathione in our diet. So there aren't many plant sources where you can get omega-rich oil. This is rich in omega oil, but it's the omega oil that's called alpha-linoleic acid, which is a really difficult oil to break down to the ecosanoids, which are necessary for tissue healing and all brain support and all the things that we need omega-3 for. We have a serious imbalance of 3 to 6 essential oils. The omega-6 is available in like seed oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, those type of things. You need to cut those out of your diet and start looking at more olive oil, ghee, those type of oils, coconut oil, which are more beneficial. Omega-3 is desirable because science shows us it helps reduce inflammation. Omega-6 can contribute to inflammation. Both chia and flax have a good amount of ALA, but you have to break away that seed exterior to get to the oil. So most people think that just adding some chia in their diet is helpful, but actually you need to either ferment it or soak it for a period of time to open up that seed protection to get to the oil. You can also grind it like flaxseed, put it into a little seed grinder and chop it up before you add it to your smoothie. Those are ways that you can get a beneficial omega oil into your diet. If you're not into foraging, I totally understand. So Nature Sunshine, my sponsor, has the perfect recipe for you to support your immune system with Purslane. Along with this valuable weed, there's dandelion and other herbs like cinnamon and ginger. So there's a great balance between cooling and warming that helps the body balance energies. This combination has served me well in times when I needed extra immune support. My clients were dealing with things like fever, viral infection, inflammation, skin eruptions, and a whole lot more. This has been a fabulous combination for getting rid of infections. And if you go to the description below, there will be a link where you can get a 25% discount. So foraging kind of scares people, but there's a lot of YouTube videos out there on foraging for herbs. canned food. And, you know, with grocery shelves being as iffy and the supply chain being, it would be a sense of security to you to know where to find food. Even rose hips will grow all winter. Plucking those off, grinding them a little bit, making a tea out of them is wonderful. It's a great way to get vitamin C. And, you know, there are still weeds. You brush away some of the snow, and lo and behold, there's things growing under that snow. Look at this kale. It's still very edible. There are row covers that you can get for a lot of vegetables that will grow all through the winter. So I have become a prepper. I do like to prepare for the winter months. I've learned the value of having foods on hand in case there is a problem and I can't get to the grocery store, or if I get to the grocery store and what I need for the dinner is not available. We have learned to become very complacent about being able to go to the grocery store, finding what we want, going home and having dinner. And we may need to change our view on that because we're learning that the supply chain controls whether or not our food is going to be available to us. I think we need to learn to know locally what farmers are growing, that we can contribute funds to keep them going, that in the wintertime, other traditions have learned to eat meat. Here, different things that are available for us or for those people who hunt. Harvesting things. Now there's chickens, but sometimes chickens go through a period of time where they don't lay eggs. Dairy cows. Yes, you can get dairy from dairy cows, but they need a resting time too. So getting to know who around you grows food and harvests different types of food may be a good idea. So please share these videos with your friends so that they too can learn about different things that would help them through the winter months, through the seasons of our lives, through the seasons of the year, what's available. I have videos on learning how to do microgreens, learning how to do seeds in a jar, and in a very short time you've got wonderful sprouts. So there is food. You just may need to change your idea of where you get your food and how you look at food. And Purslane is one of those things that maybe you can add to your diet. There are protective areas around my house that I know that I can forage for different types of food, even in the dead of winter. So I would love to hear from you on what herbs that you'd like to know more about. I present these videos about once a week. And if you like this particular video, give me a thumbs up. Please comment. I love hearing from you. Subscribe. And if you click on the little notification bell, you'll be notified each time I do one of these videos and have it up for your viewing. And please share. You know, Thanksgiving is just around the corner. That's a perfect time to share with relatives some of the things you've learned on these videos, and to perhaps share the link with them on the value of eating weeds and food that is freely grown, or that they can find more value in choosing different types of food. So control of your health by focusing on herbs and healthy eating. I thank you for watching these videos, and until next time, this is Dr. Mary for the Health of It.